So let's get this started and see if we can do the intro without me insulting somebody or Marcus making a dog wank joke.
I'll be wanking no dogs this episode.
Very good.
Just this episode.
Is that what you're giving up for January?
Yeah, I've made it a whole one day. I had to start late.
About time. Small
Well,
steps.
for no dog wankery.
Dog
Exactly.
wankery. That's going to sound great in court. You are sentenced
does.
for dog wankery.
Oh dear. Right. Before it gets any worse, let's get started recording the show.
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Kill her, Mommy! Kill her!
You got any idea how much blood jets out of a guy's neck when his throat's been slit?
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Hi, and welcome to Bloody Good Screen Movie Club. Happy New Year to you. It's a brand new year, brand new kind of series of the podcast. And I'm going to start the podcast off this month with another of my kind of trademark things of the podcast is pick a really shit film for the guys to watch because they're going to hate it. You pick one, which one it is. So, as always, I'm joined by my ragtag crew of reviewers. So, first up, it's Chloe Davies.
Hello.
It's Niall Whitlock.
Merry New Yearmas.
And he is a bloody bodybuilder fawn in hell. It is Marcus Wallace.
Hello there.
That was very seductive, Marcus.
It's like an M&S advert.
Oh, thank you. You know, got to start the year off spice.
Your ASMR channel's doing well, then.
Yeah, sorry. Can you whisper dog wankery? Do that in that voice.
I'm going to say no. Maybe if you're lucky later.
Just don't have any sloppy noises afterwards, Marcus, please.
I'm not even going to comment on that.
So how are you all doing? Do you all have a nice Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
You all sounded very convinced. No, it was actually nice.
I was drunk
We're
for
all
most of it.
so much fatter now. Was it worth it?
It's always, yeah. Always gaining an extra stone of weight in food. Always. But we also had a whole year last year of amazing movies. We had some great movies on this podcast as well. I think it was one of our better years of movie picks. That's all going to end today, but, start the new year strong. We did the baby one year.
Oh,
New year, new us.
what a lovely time.
Had to start the podcast with a out of left field one. Chloe's going to kill us this time around, isn't she?
She might just
That's not what
leave.
he's on about. I loved it.
Oh, I bet you did. It's like Hellraiser 2 for you, isn't it?
No,
It's
that
Grave
was a
Encounter
film.
student Niall loves.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very true. Very true.
My God.
Anyway, right. So this week on the podcast, we're doing two very different movies. We're doing Bloody Bodybuilders in Hell. I think I got it wrong. I think I've even said that one wrong. And The Wounded Fawn this week. But before we get to that, again, we've had an amazing year of movies just past us. So I'm going to go through our top 10 for me and Chloe and a top 5 for Niall and Marcus because, they never did a brief properly. So to start off with... So if me and Chloe go through our first 5 and then we'll all go through our top 5 from there. So it's my number 10 from last year, and I know you guys are going to probably moan at me about this one, but For Love and Thunder.
Ugh.
I agree. I like that film.
It's a good film.
It's a controversial opinion, but I enjoyed it.
I thought I like the humour in it. I know a lot of people hate it, and I think they should take the humour out of 4. But I love the humour in 4, and the whole Zeus bit where that has made me chuckle. So I'm happily putting that in my top 10. Chloe, what's your number 10?
The Visitor from the Future.
I've not heard of that one.
It's one that it was opening night of Fright Fest, and I didn't really know anything about it, and I wasn't even going to see it originally. But it's this French sci-fi comedy film, and it's really fun and witty and just such a good time, and it like the runtime just whizzes by because it's just such a good time. But it's actually kind of a long time coming. It was also a web series on YouTube. It's literally so old, and if you go back and watch it, it's like it's amazing where they've come from. Like, it was always such a fun thing, but now they've got the production value as well, which is really nice. And I hope a lot of people get to actually see this. I don't know if it's actually been released here yet, like officially, but it's been released in like France and that. So I'm counting it.
Possibly a Shudder pick. You never know. Shudder picks up a lot.
I hope so, because I would love to watch it again.
Awesome pick. My number 9 is Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. No,
I love the horror in that. when it's the MCU stuff, I don't care, but like the Sam Raimi-ness of it all, obviously love that shit.
I really liked it. I think adding the horror elements, and he had it in a lot of the Marvel movies coming out, a lot more kind of sci-fi, kind of horror-based kind of atmosphere. I like it. I like the route it's going down. Some people don't. Like, no, I don't like that.
It went to a surprisingly dark place, like when like Doctor Strange like possesses the dead body or something.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, what?
You're going all Evil Dead on me. Don't do this.
It was so cool. I was smiling so much when that happened. I was like, this is so fucked up. I love it.
Same. And I would happily have Sam Raimi do another horror Marvel or another horror film coming out.
Yeah, definitely.
You should do more. What's your number
9? Mine is Violent Night. So it's a very recent one.
Yeah.
Such a good time. Like, it was so funny and just so creatively violent.
I've heard so much good stuff about this.
It is so fun. Like, I heard that it was written by the Sonic the Hedgehog writers, and I actually love those films. So I was like, that's pretty cool. And then I saw the trailer and I was like, I have never been more sold on anything in my life. And then I watched the film and it was so fun. Yeah, definitely recommend it to anyone. And David Harbour is obviously like such a great actor and really funny. He's got such a great charisma to him. And yeah, very much enjoyed him in that.
But then the Sonic writers are really into their films as well, though, because they do the Greatest Movies Ever Made podcast.
I think they've done a horror film before and stuff, so that I think they have some horror roots as well. So I do want to go back and watch that stuff. But yeah, they seem really cool.
Yeah. So number 8, I won't go into it because we're doing it today. It's actually Wounded Fawn.
Fuck off.
I really enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed it.
Oh wow, I didn't know you enjoyed it that much to put it in your top 10.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's different than what I normally go for. And I know
That's a very
from the sound of it, no, that's some stuff you got to say about this one. Chloe, what's your 8th?
The Menu, which you said we wanted to cover on the podcast soon, so that's good. I really like sorry, Nicholas Hoult is making a bit of a comeback. I hadn't seen him in anything for a while, and now he's in this, and he was also in the upcoming Renfield. So it's really nice to see him going back to comedy a little bit. Like, The Menu isn't like a comedy, but it's very much like it has those dark comedy moments, and I think he really shines in it. Actually, like, it's great. And Ralph Fiennes is so good in it. Anya Taylor-Joy just, I used to not like her, and now I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, she's really great, actually. Kind of changed my mind when I watched her in Last Night in Soho. Like, I thought she was so good in that. But yeah, that's like a really great satirical film. We're seeing a lot of these, like, you know, fuck the rich, like, satirical films right now. And yeah, I think they're really cool.
Okay, nice bit. We're going to be doing that next episode, so we'll be able to go into a bit more detail and kind of why we love that film. And yeah, my number 7, and this is a bit of outfield. Lightyear, the Buzz Lightyear movie.
I still haven't seen that. I don't know if I will.
Love this. Do you know what? This could have been such a bad movie, and I wasn't expecting much. But I really enjoyed this film. I thought the way they link into this is the first film. This is the film that Andy watched to get him in to get him to buy Buzz Lightyear toy. So you're like, okay, fine, you linked it into that. It's good. Okay, I can see where you're going with it. But no, I think the story is really good. I think for a Pixar movie, and Pixar hasn't done great recently. It's one of the better ones I've seen recently. So yeah, that's my 7. What's your 7?
My next one is Barbarian, which we were talking about a minute ago.
Yeah, still to see it.
It is like two separate movies. Like you've got the first half, and then it just goes in a very different direction in the second half, and I love it so much. Like it almost starts as like a little like rom-com situation. There is actually a Netflix rom-com that has a very similar setup to it. And then obviously we have Bill Skarsgård, and what they do with him in this film is really great, because if you consider like the things he's been cast as in the past, he gets kind of typecast as like a certain type of character, and I think what they do with that expectation in this film is really interesting, because you're not really sure what to think of him, and I think that makes it really interesting like viewing experience if you're familiar with his work. And then it just goes off the rails, super fun, super weird. Like I would recommend anyone who can to watch it in the cinema if it's on again, because it just, the reactions in this film are so great. Justin Long is actually so funny in this. Like I think he has a moment in this film that made me laugh so hard. And yeah, just I can't wait for us to do it. On this film.
Again, that'll be in February, so that is on this episode. So 2 of our upcoming movies. So, okay, number 6 for me, the last one for this part of it, is Fall, which made me want to rip my own skin off because I was so anxious. The anxiety levels in this movie is ridiculous. So it's basically 2 girls trapped on a communication tower. The ladder breaks; they can't get down. But the tension. It just makes you feel physically sick. The camera angles, the way it's shot is just perfection. Love this film. What is your number 6?
My next one might be a controversial pick. Halloween Ends.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I went to see it twice because I just had to be sure I saw it for real. Like it's so wild. It definitely ended, didn't it?
It did.
It did. I just love the sort of finality of it in terms of this trilogy, and I can't wait to get the box set of these 3 films. I'm very excited to watch them all back to back because they're all so different tonally, and this one just really went for it, and I love that. I wasn't sure where it was going at the start, and it just kept surprising me, and I really like that about it. I know a lot of people hate this film, but I hope it does get reevaluated in a few years, because I'm telling you, I'm right about it. It's really good.
I think it'll get Halloween-free kind of notoriety.
Yeah, I do believe the directors are like really big fans of Season of the Witch, so I think they must have had that sort of approach going into it, like not necessarily worrying about like the lore of, well, not necessarily the lore, but like the sort of atmosphere of the other films. They just kind of like did what they wanted, and I respect that.
I still don't know. I think I'm a bit torn of, if the first half of the movie was a different movie, it would be great.
If it was a completely different film, it would have been great.
It would be great. If it weren't Halloween, if it weren't the fact that it's kind of... it's like when they did all the Hellraiser movies, and it wasn't actually... the films weren't a Hellraiser movie, but it just stuck like Pinhead in it. That's the feeling I got with this movie. Till the end, and the final showdown between him and Laurie. Fucking amazing.
Incredible stuff.
Yeah. So I'm still torn. I've got to watch it again to kind of get my thoughts on it. But
I do like that about it. It's like there's so many feelings that it evokes in you. Like it's just so strange, but I love it.
They went for something different, and I respect that.
Yeah, they definitely didn't pussy out of this one.
No, and people will either like it or they'll hate it. So, but then it's still not as bad as a lot of the other Halloween movies.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are we complaining about, really?
and I think me and you were the only ones that really kind of enjoyed kills. A lot of people hated kills as well.
Yeah, like I didn't mind that. I do need to give it another rewatch just to. I don't think I've seen it since it came out, but I didn't hate it as much as everyone else. That was an interesting one because everyone really seemed to quite enjoy the first one. The second one was very split, and then it somehow got even worse. Everyone for the third one was like, they really swung for fences with this one, huh? Yeah, it was very interesting trilogy.
I knew it would be on your list, though.
You knew. You just knew.
Cool. Right, so into our 5. So I can bring the boys into it now. We've heard us talking too much now. So the top 5, I'm going to start with Niall. So what is your 5th?
Okay, right. I really haven't seen many films this year, so it's kind of grasping at straws. And I kind of enjoyed it because it's just stupid. And it's actiony and it's filmed quite well. But I was made to watch Top Gun, the new one.
Okay.
And I
Fifth?
didn't hate it.
Okay.
Well, that's something.
Yeah.
Top five, everybody. Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's
Just
all I
like you
have to
didn't
say.
hate it. It was fine.
I like the
Marcus,
planes.
what-
There you go.
good for you. Marcus, what's your fifth?
Wow. I mean, before I get into my fifth, I've just realised this whole time I didn't have my laptop plugged in, so it was all going really low. And I was like, "What's going on?" And yeah, the charger was just sat next to it. So, yeah, fifth one. Fifth is like the one we like the least out of the five, isn't it?
That is how the order works.
Well, it could be golf. More points. Oh wait, no, that's bad. Yeah, no, fair enough. It's not golf.
You picked the only one that you could
Yeah,
think of.
no, quite literally.
Yeah.
Well, if this was tennis, I'd say deuce. Okay, so as you know, I haven't watched a lot of films, and there were some films that I really want to watch, and they looked really good, and I was going to pick them, and I was like, but I haven't watched them, so I can't pick them. So,
That's how a top 10 normally works, Marcus.
here are five that I think might be nice. So out of the five that I've actually watched, my fifth one is actually the one we're reviewing today, Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell.
Oh my fuck!
Really?
Yes. Oh my god!
Fuck off.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
right. Hear me
I
out.
mean, you can technically count it.
Were you in
And-
prison this year or something? Is that the
No,
only
hear
film
me
you've
out.
seen?
This film is awful. God fucking awful.
Wow.
But-
Do you know this is that in 1995, right?
Yeah, no, this. Oh wait, oh god, yeah, it's what fuck.
Well, the US release was this in 2022,
Hang
so I
on.
guess
Fair
you can
dues.
sort of count it.
995
We'll give you that.
is not an
We'll give you
excuse
that.
to be crap. What year did Independence Day come out?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, all my
Pretty sure
other
that
films
was around that.
have really
Aladdin
released this
came
year.
out in 995. That's pure gold.
Does it count?
Marcus,
Because-
we'll give you. It got its release in this year, so we'll give it to you.
Oh god, thank God for that because I didn't have a backup one.
Fair enough.
Getting it on a technicality.
Okay,
It wasn't even released here this year. It was released in America last year. So I think we should just let him have that one.
Yeah, I'll let him have it.
I was going to pick Doctor Strange: Multitude of Madness, but I've only watched 20 minutes of it, and I don't think that quite counts.
Is that good, huh?
Do you know what? It was. Those first 20 minutes were quite good. And
It's like I've watched
Hang
5
on.
films this year.
I mean, the other ones I've watched, I can't be that good because I can't remember them, and they've not been
Yeah.
released this year. Anyway, so the reason why I like this one is it's so bad. It's like a comedy, and this isn't meant to come across as a stereotype, but I've watched a lot of animes, and there's sort of concepts that you see in this, and it's just the Japanese culture, and oh my god, it's just
But we can get into it though properly in a minute.
yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of things which we'll go into. But yeah, that's my fifth.
Okay. Chloe, what's your fifth?
I mean, my next 5 are probably not going to be necessarily in order because they're all really good and I can't decide. But I'm going to go with Scream.
Good choice.
Because God, I can't believe that was even 2022. That feels like so long ago.
That wasn't this year, was it? Last year.
Yeah, it's this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, what can I say? It was a great experience to watch in the cinema. I went to see it twice. The second time was fun because there were some drunk people in my cinema and they were having a great laugh. It was actually quite entertaining.
That was just an arm on me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. A couple of wine mums, just
We don't watch the
bottle.
film. We just go there to drink.
you don't watch film, you just drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I love the new cast. I'm very excited for the new one. It's very cool that we're sort of getting updates on these sort of older horror films. Like this one's going to be set in New York City, and I believe Evil Dead Rise is going to be set in the city as well. So that's like they're kind of bringing it from the woods and like more isolated areas to like cities and stuff. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, very excited for that.
Jason came to the city, remember? That went really
Yeah,
well.
exactly. They're following in his footsteps.
You know where he went after that?
80% of that movie was on a boat.
He went to space.
He did. My number 5 is Glorious. Because how can I not put a film on here that involves an intergalactic space creature and a man and a glory hole? You just can't beat it, really.
And J.K. Simmons.
Exactly.
Perfect.
It was a great film. It's one of the better of the Shudder ones that came out this year. So Highly recommend it. It's very Lovecraftian. So if you kind of like the kind of wacky, spacey kind of horror stuff, you absolutely love it. Niall, what is your number 4?
We'll go with Terrifier 2.
Okay.
It was alright.
Okay.
It's a film that he saw.
It was out this last year. Fair enough. Marcus, what's your 4?
My 4th one did actually come out last year, and that was Scream. I actually, the same as you, Chloe, didn't realise it wasn't actually that long ago that we went and saw that. Yeah, it's a good film. Gotta love seeing Dewey again. So yeah,
awesome.
About that.
Chloe, your 4th.
I really loved Everything Everywhere All at Once. Another Jamie Lee Curtis film in this list. It was exactly what I wanted from a film with directed by Daniels. It was weird. I'm surprised that it did as well as it did, because I mean, Swiss Army Man was very like hit or miss with people. Like they're not very like, they're very oddball in like not necessarily a mainstream way. Like it's very particular taste. So I think, I mean, the reason is probably just because it has this really universal message in it that everyone can relate to, which maybe makes it a bit more grounded for people. But I mean, those performances in it are incredible. It's lovely.
I still haven't seen that one. I have to put it on my list.
Oh yeah, you got to.
So my number 4 it's a Netflix one. It's a comedy, not really horror or anything. It's not really in a particular genre, but it's called Metal Lords, which is
I saw that one.
Yeah, I really loved it. It's a free.
I wasn't a huge fan. No, it's the one with the kids. The like a band,
teenagers, right? who make their own metal band. I thought it was really good.
I don't know. Like I do love the guy in it who's what's his name? Jaden Martell, maybe the one from It. I do love him. He's great. But yeah, I don't know. Something about the film that just like didn't sit right with me. They just annoyed me a bit. I don't know. I know I really want to like it, but yeah.
We watched it around the summertime, and we loved it. It's a shame.
No, I'm glad you liked it.
No, what's your 3rd?
It's actually Everything Everywhere All at Once, or whatever the title is.
Woo!
Yeah,
we agree on something. Yay!
Slightly less deep. My reasoning is there's a pig in a harness.
What about the raccoon though? Like,
no, I didn't like the raccoon.
That shit was so funny. That was so funny.
What I did like though is the guy from Indiana Jones is making a comeback. Short Round.
Yes, I love him. Oh my god,
I can't remember his real name.
Yihai Kwan? I can't remember. I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce it. That's how I read it though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've never heard anyone say it out loud.
Yeah.
But he is just gorgeous in that film, right? Like, I'm so happy he's like coming back.
He's amazing. But yeah, it's mainly about the pig in the harness. So yeah.
Is that to go in your ambulance from last year?
Could do.
Yeah, there you go. Marcus, what's your 3rd?
My 3rd is Top Gun 2.
You just mocked Niall about that.
Well, I mean, if Niall doesn't have exquisite taste in films, that is fine. I will place it at number 3 rather than number 2.
Did you like the planes?
I do like planes. I like when they go vroom, 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 and I also like it when they go and all that stuff.
Say no more.
Yeah, and
we get it.
And also, can I just say, you can't forget, as with every Top Gun film, they have to have a topless beach scene where they're all dancing around playing volleyball.
I do think every film should have that.
Yeah, but they didn't have Kenny Loggins
as well
playing with voice this time. So.
Fair enough. Chloe, what's your 3rd?
My next one is The Batman.
Can you say that again, please?
That wasn't last year, was it?
Yeah,
The Batman.
How long
I know,
was
right?
2022. This is stupid.
I know. That was pretty early in the year.
Damn it.
This is one Robert Pattinson done.
Thought it was amazing. Just like the cinematography, the fucking music was so good. Like, it gave me chills. I was just amazed. Like, Robert Pattinson is so good in it. Just everyone. Paul Dano, my boy Paul Dano, he's having a moment, and I love that.
I need to watch it.
I think it actually beats like The Dark Knight. That was my favorite Batman film, and then this one came along, and I thought this actually might be a bit better. Sorry.
That's all fair. That's all fair. My number 3 is Terrifier 2, which I'm shocked that it wasn't higher up on the list, but there's 2 even better films ahead of that. So yeah. Right. So number 2, Niall. What's your second?
Okay, right. So I'm going to change this because I forgot about Batman.
Okay.
So I ran out of film, so I just wrote Andor. I just want to mention that because that was very good, but it wasn't a film. So
we can have our TV mentions after.
Yeah. Batman, best car chase scene I've ever seen in my life.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah, they used like old vintage 50mm lenses for like the whole thing, and I love all the vignetting and the blurriness to it. It was just absolutely
He's getting all
amazing.
nerdy. He's getting all nerdy about it.
Yeah, sorry.
I love it.
Their lens choices on that was pretty good. I don't often say stuff like that, but from beginning, well, the thing is, it sort of lost me at the end. Once they get in the stadium, I've started to think it's not. I think they rushed the end. Didn't quite fit with the rest of the darkness of the film. The rest of the film, but I did really like at least 90% of the film was good. Yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't say it was better than Dark Knight though.
I mean, I could be wrong, but
if they had nailed the ending as well, I'd agree with you completely. But it's just not quite there. I don't think.
No, that's fair.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Marcus, number 2.
Number 2, Avatar: The Way of Water.
Oh,
Fuck off.
You can pay me to sit in a cinema for 3.5 hours and watch blue people plug their hair into stuff.
Excuse me,
I'm not doing
it's
it.
3 hours and 12 minutes. Thank you.
I'm going to admit something to you guys. I've never seen Avatar.
You don't. You're not missing anything.
You know what? I do
No.
have to say, after the first one came out many years ago, and I loved that one as a kid. Watching this one, I don't know why, but I thought it would be so different, but it wasn't, and that's what I liked. Like, the CGI and everything, it looked the same as the old one, and the old one was really good for its time. And you might think, well, hang on, surely it should be better now. But if anything, I liked there was consistency. And keep in mind the massive age difference between the films, and they managed to get characters looking similar to how they did in the first. So yeah, I really liked it. I enjoy this sort of stuff.
Yeah, fair dues.
Better than Smurfs.
Chloe, your second.
Deadstream, which is on Shudder. Yep, it's super funny. It's actually quite scary at times. Like, yeah, made me jump a bit at the cinema. Very like Evil Dead vibes, but like more relevant for the modern times. It's so much fun. Like, I can't recommend it enough.
It's something we have to do on the podcast eventually. Definitely. Yeah. It's been sitting there staring at me for ages.
Seriously, it's so good.
My second is Scream.
Woo!
So I love this. Chloe knows how much of a huge Scream fan I am. I'm a Scream apologist.
Me too.
I love this film. It made me so happy watching this at the cinema. So, there's other. I mean, Terrified 2 and Scream, they're the two that I've been fighting for my kind of top bit. But something else came out at the end of the year, which kind of really kind of cemented the number 1 place for me. But cool. Now your number 1.
My number 1 was See How They Run.
Oh, that was a good one.
I really enjoyed that. It was nice. It's like it wasn't too long. All the characters were pretty good. It had nice little twisty turns. It was just a little funny comedy with good actors in it. Sam Rockwell's really good.
Sam Rockwell is great.
I like him pretty much everything he does, to be fair.
And Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah,
like, those two together, that's powerful.
Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I went to see that in the cinema and didn't regret it. Very good.
You're proper nerding out for these last couple of films, aren't you?
Wow.
I love it. It's really nice to see.
I can imagine him sat there, like his hands are up and everything, like, oh my god, guys.
Well, normally I just get to talk about films I fucking hate. So this is quite nice.
We should do more that Noah likes.
We should. No, you can pick the next couple.
Oh my god. Imagine an episode where Niall acts like me and we all act like how Niall usually does the films.
Oh, that'd be good. I'd quite enjoy that. A nice relaxing week.
We all switch up personalities.
off record, what we'll do in this during coming up to the summer is we'll do some summer blockbusters, and Niall can pick them all.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be horror; it can be anything. So Niall can pick our summer blockbuster season.
Cool.
But anyway, back to the record. So Marcus, your number one film?
My number one film is Terrifier 2. And if you want to know why, go watch the episode. We reviewed it.
We did.
Oh, a bit of shameless advertising there.
You're getting better at this, Marcus. You're getting better at this. Okay, good pick. Chloe, your number one film of the year.
So this is actually one that I only watched like in 2023, but it came out last year, so I'm counting it.
Yeah.
RRR.
Oh, I love that film.
It's a goddamn masterpiece. I'm telling you,
it's so good.
It is.
It's 3 hours
everything.
long. But
it's 3 hours long.
so
It does not feel
good.
it. So much happens.
I know.
It's like there's drama, there's dance-offs, there's like 2 songs in it.
There's a torture scene.
There's a torture scene. It's horrendous, and then you also have like a bromance montage. It's so good.
And the bridge
You'll
bit
watch
where they
3
meet.
hours of 2
so
men,
good.
but you won't watch it of blue people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this one's awesome.
It's bromance, man. I've not
It's a
heard this
bromance. The
one.
guy throws a motorbike like twice. It's great.
Yeah, he does.
I saw you talking about this one in one of the group chats, and I have no idea what it is.
A man knocks a tiger out.
Honestly, it's an Indian film, and it was actually quite popular here, but I didn't actually get a chance to see it last year. I watched it on Netflix, and it's really annoying. You can't actually watch it in its original language on there. But yeah, I watched the Hindi dub version, which I think is dubbed by the same actors. But yeah, it's just so wild, and I don't think I've had this much fun watching this is what blockbuster should be. You know what I mean?
Do you know, I think it's
this
the
is a great
highest
time.
grossing Indian film ever made.
I think it's the highest grossing since COVID as well.
Is it?
I don't know if it's... Yeah, I think it was it passed a certain milestone since being released. I know it's getting another screening at Prince Charles. I might have to go see that, because I just cannot imagine seeing it as an audience. It must be great.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What?
I'd definitely go to that. Oh, we should all go.
We should go. Come on now, we've got to do it.
Okay.
Got to sing along.
I'd love to see it again.
Looking at the images, this does actually look pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
It's so good.
There's a bit
Awesome.
at the beginning where the army guy literally beats up an entire village of about 40,000 people.
The action is just amazing.
That sounds like Chuck
I
Norris.
couldn't look away. It's so good.
It is mad.
I need to get my Netflix back.
Absolutely.
Cool. Okay. Now, mine's a controversial pick. But
Oh,
my
God.
number one is Werewolf by Night.
That was actually pretty good.
Mm.
I like that one.
It's probably the best Marvel, but doesn't feel like Marvel thing to come out this year.
Oh, well, it's
Apart
I
from
do
the
like
movie,
all my
it's
stuff that
just
doesn't feel like Marvel.
It's all in black and white till from the end.
Yeah,
apart
I've
from
seen
the
a
red
trailer
colours,
for that.
but
It looked good.
I really
It's-
like the actor in it.
It's possibly one of the best Marvel things that's come out in a long time,
Huh.
in my opinion. And they introduce Man-Thing, so yay. Can't beat a bit of Man-Thing.
You're
That
always
sounded
saying that.
wrong.
Yeah.
Sounded wrong. Oh, it's 15 last week. Man-Thing's this week. Right. Okay, so that is our top 10 fives for 2022. But we're not here to talk about that, even though I've been here for half an hour talking about it. We're here to talk about one of the most bizarre films I think we have ever covered on a podcast.
I mean, Ginge Dead Man is pretty up there.
Hey, look, Ginger Man was amazing. The fucking classic compared to this movie. Even Jack Frost was better. Anyway, so our first movie of this week is Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell.
Oh, yes.
This one is originally came out in 1995. It's in Marcus's top 5. This movie,
Fuck
Fuck
knows
knows
why.
why.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
You shall soon find out.
I think it's going to be more down the middle than I thought this podcast is going to be this week. But okay, Who wants to explain? Chloe, can you explain the plot of this one? I don't care.
Good
So
luck.
it's kind of known as the Japanese Evil Dead. Basically, the director of this film,
Sorry,
his dad was going
Can I just change that definition? I think from now
Yeah.
on it should be called thewish.com Evil Dead.
How dare you? It takes all of the plot from Evil Dead 2. So this guy is a bodybuilder.
Isn't he just?
Explaining this. It's so great.
Look at his muscles.
Him and his ex-girlfriend take a psychic to this house. And it's like haunted. So it's kind of like Evil Dead 2, but it's got more of a Japanese ghost story to it. Kind of like The Grudge, that kind of thing. So I think that's kind of cool where it has that kind of transferred like culturally in this adaptation. Instead of having just deadites, it's kind of like a spooky ghost thing. Kind of like a traditional, yeah. Mm-hmm. And yeah, the psychic just always looks constipated for some reason.
That is
like when he uses his powers, he looks like he's just taking a shit.
That is actually in my notes.
Is that in your notes? I knew someone had to say it.
The psychic's straining like he needs a poo.
God, I love it. It's so good. And yeah, so like chaos ensues, and the house is haunted by the bodybuilder's dad killed his girlfriend. It was basically like, possessed all those years ago, killed his girlfriend, and now the girlfriend's haunting the son. And possesses the psychic, uses his powers to keep everyone inside the house. The main cast is 3 people, including the writer-director who plays the main character in this.
Oh, of course he does.
And his dad.
Huh?
And his own dad.
And his own dad, yeah.
Well, I don't think many other
So yeah,
people
that's
would be in this
basically
film, to be
the
fair.
plot.
Okay. I'll come back to you in a minute because I think we should end with a positive. So, Niall, what did you think of this movie?
Well, I think we're back on form now. Let me just have a stretch.
Actually, okay, hey, on the scale of 1 and the baby.
I have something very controversial to say. I know I've said this before, but I think this is the worst film we've ever watched.
Oh
no!
You said that last week.
I
says that every week. I swear to God.
I know I do, but I mean it this time. This was honestly the most repetitive, boring piece of crap I've ever had to watch.
No,
it's only an hour long, and it felt like it was 4 hours long. I even checked. I was like, I have not been sitting here for 63 minutes. No,
I haven't been sitting here.
It's just awful. Like it's just like a nightmare. It's like I fell asleep and I dreamt it because the baddie just kept coming back, and they turned him to goo, and he just came back, and he cut his head off, and he went, well, if turning him to goo didn't work, cutting his head off will work, and it didn't, surprisingly. And then he came back again, and the sound effects,
and again.
Oh my God!
Oh, the sound effects. That was amazing.
I hated it so much.
When she's punching the face.
Oh God, that was 10 out of 10.
How could you hate that?
Oh, it was awful.
Like, literally, how?
Oh, it's terrible it was. I never want to see it again. Oh God.
Oh, I put my note says here at the top. And you moaned about the robot Santa getting up too many times.
Oh God, yeah.
Jesus
no.
Christ.
This was fun, at least.
No, it wasn't. It was depressing.
It was for me.
It worries me that people will make films like this. That's what worries me.
No, wishes that this film had never been like distributed in the first place. Like it took that
shouldn't
long.
have left Japan.
This is 19 years ago, keep in mind.
Shouldn't have left.
Post-production actually finished in 2010, so it took a long time.
Oh,
and yeah.
So the other thing is, as well, I'm starting to worry about people on Shudder as well. Because before I watch something on Shudder, I just have a quick look at the skull rating and the comments.
Yeah.
And I'm worried. I'm generally worried about everyone on that website. I hope you're all okay, but I don't think you are, because it's got 5 skulls. And that, to me, is just more bizarre than anything ever.
Maybe you're the crazy one here, Niall. Did you ever think about that?
Do you know what? If that turned out to be the truth, I'd be 100% okay with that. But
Cool.
I don't think it is.
The world's just gone insane.
Yeah, they've gone too far this time. Like, yeah, no, just no. I want to get off. Stop it.
Oh, I hated this. I absolutely can't stand it. I sat there and my wife goes, "Oh, was it any good?" But it's probably the worst film I've ever watched.
See? Thank you.
And I've sat through some shit on this podcast.
Yes, we have.
We have sat through some awful, terrible things. Space demon aliens
Grave
in that
Encounters 2.
Terrifier prequel, yeah, that Grave Encounters 2, Hellraiser 2. Oh Jesus, it's just stuff like the music's awful. I'm saying there's a music bit when the doors and the windows lock when they're getting trapped in the house. It sounds like you're about to get into a boss battle on an RPG or something. Or you got what have I got in here? Who did the drawings? Obviously, it was but if she didn't have a body to draw the drawings, how the fuck did she draw the drawings in the first place? The guy with the muscles has to flex them.
Oh my God. I forgot to mention, by the way, he says goodbye, baby, twice.
Yes.
I loved it both times.
He also makes groovy as well.
The baby is in the most English voice. Like, he uses his normal accent, and it's just baby.
It's great.
The effects on that fucking necklace.
Oh God!
For fuck's sake! What was that?
Oh, you know exactly what that was.
When it goes into the eye, do you think that is the worst? Oh, okay, yes, yeah, no, like, yeah. There's so much I don't like. I've got Japanese Chad dad murders jealous girlfriend. He finds out he's leaving her because he was a very big Chad. Girl punches in head, sound effects, loved it. Foot fight.
Oh yeah, that made
the
no
torso,
sense.
This weird animated torso.
Yeah.
This film is awful. I have 15 minutes left. On a better budget, could have been good. He suddenly hulks out, poses, and goes all Hulk Hogan. And that's pretty much where I gave up. So that's my thoughts on the film. Marcus, what do you think?
What I want to know, Marcus, all those notes, and then that somehow ended with you saying it was bad. Those notes are great.
I know, right? Oh yeah, and yeah, suck that venom out. Also, where the hell did he get that vest from? He had no vest when he took all his when he started to flex.
It was downstairs.
I did wonder that, and then I thought maybe it was in the basement too. Yes, back up somewhere.
His dad's vest.
I keep my shotgun and my vests down there.
Groovy.
This film was absolutely spectacular. You know what?
Thank you.
The first minute into it, I messaged Mark being like, "What the fuck is this? What have you made me watch?"
To which I replied, "It gets worse."
And it got better. Literally, it started off slow, and I was thinking, "Oh, it's a low budget film. You know, it looks quite naff. It's clearly." Well, just that it's a low budget film, and then as it got through, the special effects got worse and worse, and it got better and better. It turned more into a comedy. The beginning scene where he goes to stab with a knife, which looks like you slowly sort of lowers the knife, and then when he pulls it out, there's like a centimeter of blood, and that's enough to kill someone. Oh my God, that was terrible. But then when they get to like the Play-Doh man that is meant to be the ghost, that is almost deep throating the barbell pole to get off it. It's so messed up. And yeah, all the different little scenes like groovy and I'll see you in hell, maybe. All those scenes, it's just amazing. It is very much a comedy though, it's not a horror.
Even like the bit when he's throwing the weights at them, but it takes ages to just unscrew it.
That was incredible stuff. I love that.
And he looks back just like, yep, still got time. Right, back to it, unscrew it. Got the other one
like
to do.
Just about in the nick of time does he get to, finish that up. But yeah, God, I love that because it took so long.
Oh no, the best parts are when the head is it's like a really obvious mannequin head like glued to this hand that's moving around, and then it cuts to a scene where it's just a camera aiming at the neck upwards and he's talking, and then it goes back to this obviously fake head just running around the place.
That's like the good shit. I love that. It's just so funny.
And the sass as well. The head's on the spade and
Oh,
keeps
yeah, I like that
talking,
bit.
so the girl just puts the head down like, nope.
Yeah, but
That was really good. That was actually so
that was
funny.
good, actually. But that was quite good, like, effects. And then the rest of it was shit. It's like, okay, we've got enough money to do a head on a shovel. The rest of it, I don't know, mate. I don't know.
It's like some polystyrene head with a poorly made wig. They're like, yep, I'll do it.
Like, that'll do, Dave. Yeah, Chloe, what did you think of this one?
I mean, I love it. Like,
I know you
the first time I watched this film, I remember that scene where he shows the ghost photo, and it's literally the house with, like, the window has, like, a face photoshopped, like, a massive face photoshopped in it. I had to pause the film because I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. And I actually forgot rewatching it this time that it has, like, that jump scare at the end where it shows the photo again. I was laughing so hard again. It was great. I have to disagree with all the shit stuff you said about it.
Oh my god. I'm worrying about you.
You're kind of like.
This is like full on kind of the other podcast we used to do, Franchise Player Podcast. This is pure Franchise Player Podcast territory here.
Honestly, like, I know everyone's gonna say this film is, like, bad, like, objectively, but I'm like, this was made. This was made on such a low budget. This is like a one-man crew.
Oh, you can tell.
Genuinely, I ironically find it impressive that like no one else could do better effects on no budget. Like, at the time, that would be really hard. Like, they literally just. I think that's actually really in the spirit of the original Evil Dead films. Just, like, do it with what you've got and use what resources you have and the knowledge that you have. Like,
see, this is where I think you're wrong, because I think if we gave that guy the budget Lord of the Rings had, I think he would still make a really fucking awful film.
I don't think so. I think this is a good film already. It made me laugh. It was very funny and really entertaining. And how could it be bad if it does that? Like, my definition of bad is very different to everyone else's, I think. Like, it's just a lot of fun, and like I said, doing it on the limitations that they have. Like you said, it's repetitive that this one bad guy keeps coming back. Yeah, because they didn't have the cast to do that with anyone else.
How about the script? Did he only have one pen and he couldn't afford to broke? And so he's just like, I'm just gonna have to read those lines again. Got no budget.
It was more of a case of he wrote a line and thought, oh no, let's do this, and thought, shit, I don't have a rubber. Oh, well, we'll just edit it so we'll go further, and now we'll spin back round again. We'll make him alive again. And it was wonderful.
Something went wrong. I think we can.
I don't know. I really admire the effort. Like that, that was very DIY effects, and like I don't know. I think it just really adds to the charm of the film. And I love that they never gave up on it, because obviously it took so long to even get this out in the world. Like, and I love that everyone's just. Except for like Niall and Mark have embraced the film as they should.
I hate that they didn't give up on it.
Did you not notice?
Look, I mean, this came out in the 90s. I know it's low budget, but you had other low budget movies like Demonic Toys. That's a really low budget. That didn't look anywhere near as bad as this. Leprechaun 4, that looked amazing compared to this. Scanners, that looked. Blair Witch Project, that had hardly any budget. That looked much better. Troll 2 looks even better than this, and Troll 2 is the worst movie ever made.
Did you not notice?
But like, when I say this is low budget, I think they literally did not have a budget. Like, this was literally made because the guy who wrote it, the house was basically going to be sold or something, and he wanted to make something in the house before it was, and he just like decided to make this Evil Dead. I think he called it like an ode to like the Evil Dead, but really it's like very similar. But for something that's like, basically a ripoff of something, what people would call it that, I think it's really unique and like very much its own thing. Like, yeah.
Don't try and stand up for him. He stole an hour of all our lives. You should.
This is the hill I'm going to die on. Okay, this film is good. And that's that. But I do respect your opinion. I just think you're very wrong.
Do you know what? When people say that, yeah.
Do you see the little the fleshy Hellraiser effect they had on the floor, absorbing it all in?
Yeah, the spongy effect. Yeah. That was pretty good.
And you know
is it
the like
Frank?
Play-Doh character thing at the end? That kind of reminded me of like Spy Kids or something.
Oh, that's like the
Oh
Don't
yeah.
Hug Me, I'm Scared series.
It just it made me think of that. So that was kind of a nice little, like, I don't know, it made me feel nostalgic.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Didn't like
Mark hates me so much right now.
it. Okay, let's go around the table then. So, Niall, keep it up, innit?
I think I'll bin it, Mark. Oh, it was very close.
Wow, I'm so shocked.
Are you sure about that? Oh, right. I am also going to keep it. I mean, bin it. Definitely bin
no,
it.
you said it. Too late.
Oh, sorry, no take backs.
It's my fucking bin. I'm taking it out. Right. Marcus, keep it up, innit?
Absolutely keep.
Is it
This
unbinnable?
great. It's not unbinnable. It's awful, but it's wonderful.
Chloe, keep it up, innit?
Oh, I'm keeping it. I own it on DVD.
Is it unbinnable, though?
Huh?
Is it an unbinnable?
It's an unbinnable for me.
Oh, first unbinnable of the year.
This is the kind of
There we
thing that I imagine they play in like maximum security prisons or like Guantanamo Bay to like punish people.
Yeah, that's where I first saw it.
Or in weird kink cults or something.
Yeah.
Kink cults. What? No, there's so many things wrong with that.
I agree to that, but I actually don't know what the hell that means.
Nor do I. I'm just saying words. Right. So, okay, that went a lot different than I thought it was going to do.
It went exactly how I thought it was going to go.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
okay.
yeah, no different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought Marcus would hate it, but I was purely wrong.
I'm really surprised, actually. I thought he'd hate it.
He's top like 5 of the year.
Oh, I haven't watched many films.
Yeah,
this
he's
year.
only watched 5 films this year, but still. Anyway, right. So, our next film, a little bit of different, is the 2022 movie Wounded Fawn.
You have very good taste in art.
Well, thank you. Do you work for a gallery or a private collector?
I have plans this weekend.
The mystery.
Yeah.
Mystery Man. That's right. What Mystery Man?
I brought that record I was telling you about.
Oh, great. To art and beauty.
And the night ahead. Have you ever experienced anything weird here before?
I'm really looking forward to our time here together.
So, another one which is pretty hard to explain. It's a serial killer who seems to be powered
Mentally
on by this
insane?
kind of owl guy, which he sees every time that he has to kill somebody. Tries to stop himself from killing people. He can't. He's got something wrong mentally, and he sees this owl creature, and he's caused him to kill women. It all kind of revolves around this statue that he steals. Steals, and the more his brain starts to kind of shut down, the more he's seeing, and the more he's kind of getting haunted by these women he's killed. I like this one, as you know, it's in my top 5, in my top 10 movies. But let's see what you guys think. So I'm going to go to Marcus first.
Hello there.
Marcus, what are your thoughts on this one?
I didn't actually like it that much. I watched this one first out of the two, thinking we'll save.
You like Bodybuilders in Hell, but you didn't like this.
Yeah, well,
he's got taste.
Okay, it's literally a deranged man who takes way too long to die at the end, might I say. That was an awkward 8-minute scene.
Yeah, by the
Just
way, I took
sitting
a
there.
picture of that, and I was literally halfway through typing to Mark, what the fuck? Like,
I had
are
to
we
sit
actually
there.
watching this?
I sat there and watched all of it in
What,
case
at the
something
end
came
when
up.
he's kind of
Yeah, where he just
killing
keeps
himself
stabbing
at the end.
himself in the neck. I'm just like, oh god.
Look, that must have worn the actor out.
I kind of stopped watching after that.
I just wanted to see how long it would go on for, and it turns out
A
forever.
while. Yeah.
Act
Yeah.
1.
Oh, sorry, Marcus.
Act 1 out of the 3 was interesting. It was mysterious and very much like, oh, they've just had a kill quite early on. Like, what's this going to be about? I liked that. Then Act 2 was a bit more up there and wacky. And I was like, oh, okay, a lot of stuff's happening now. And then Act 3 was just like, they just put drugs into whoever was watching and went, make do with what you've got.
Yeah.
It's going to have snakes go around some masked lady. There's going to be a tree wickerman thing coming after you, which is meant to be a woman, and there's going to be what I assume is a witch that likes to grind nakedly on a hot furnace fire. Which
We've all done it. Yeah.
I mean, I would say it's hot, but ironically, no, it's not. That was disgusting. And
what do you mean? You mean you don't like it when women have the skin of their butt cheeks falling off?
Let's say it's not.
Tell me, Marcus.
It's not quite my forte, that sort of area. But yeah, no. Other than that, it was alright. I feel like the killer played the role really well, and it did not make sense of the woman at the end being the one that chased him, because the whole thing at the end tells me that she managed to escape and patch her neck up so she didn't bleed out, fine, and then decided rather than getting out there, she would chase this man in the woods to hunt him down and say all these weird things to him, sit at a table, snakes around her, and be like, hey, admit that you're a thief and a bit of a prick, you murderer, and then just stands there and watches him on the floor killing himself like nothing happened. I'm like, you would run. You would not sit there. What's going on?
Yeah, I couldn't work out whether she was actually dead or not. But
yeah, it's a bit weird.
No, she was definitely alive. She's just obviously watching him kind of mentally break down after she whacks him in the head so hard with the statue that he's just gone.
Maybe she knocked something, not in his brain.
Yeah, that's the whole bit. The bit that he's holding in his brain, the little kind of duck thing. There was something in his head which is kind of dislodged. So he's seeing things. So he's kind of, I don't know, processing that he's killed these women, but he's kind of linking it to this statue that it's the three deities, isn't it? Which is supposed to be the whole point of the statue.
Yeah, not very fun for him.
No, not supposed to be.
That's weird taste in
Chloe. Chloe, what's your thoughts on this one?
I quite liked it. Like, it was a weird film, and like I kind of expect that from this director, because I've seen a couple of his films, and it tends to be kind of like quite out there. I think I quite liked Go on the Third Floor, but again, it's quite a weird one. I didn't like Jacob's Wife that much. I really wanted to, but I don't know, I didn't really like it. But yeah, this one was like, I'd seen a lot of differing opinions on this. Like, some people loved it, some people hated it.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, I was really excited because I love Josh Rubin. I think I'm really excited that he's coming into the horror scene so much these days, and everything I've seen him do, I really like. So he did so great in this role as the killer. And yeah, I just thought the woman in this was also great. I love this like backstory she has of like, she's been in an abusive relationship in the past, and like I think that added a lot more depth to their story. How she's sort of like processed, being in that kind of horrible relationship before with a controlling person, and is now in a place where she's trying to get over that, and also, notice red flags, but also this guy is like so good at what he does and manipulative and charming that she kind of maybe brushed it under the carpet a little bit. Like, I don't think she's necessarily wrong for it, but it's kind of like early days in their relationship, and he manages to get away with a bit, but she does eventually like draw her boundaries and say that's enough, and that's when it all kicks off. I do think it takes a little bit too much time maybe to get to that point. Like, it tries to draw out the tension a little bit too much maybe in the first act for me. But yeah, I really like that. That I like it when it goes to kind of weird. It's kind of fun. I just love like films where bad people get punished for a while. Like, you know, there's something just kind of inherently satisfying about it.
Yeah, it's a revenge film, but
yeah, it's like a revenge film. It starts out kind of like, I'd say it kind of starts out a little bit like a slashery kind of feel. Like you're not really sure what kind of vibe it's going for. Like, and then it goes into another kind of tone.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. And yeah, obviously you have those credits, which I got to admire the commitment. It's definitely something. Yeah, I really love all the performances in this film, and it was really interesting.
I'm going to agree. I think again, this is in my top 10, and this is a late entry into my top 10 because this is the first time watching it was like a couple of days ago.
Oh, you didn't watch it in 2022.
Yeah, but it's a new movie. Shut up. You look. I added a 1995 movie to you. You can fuck off. It's kind of a film that tries to make him the final girl in the last act, which is kind of a weird twist to it. But it is him losing his mind, and yeah, it's like a slasher film leading into it. The tension is very kind of speak no evil kind of tension, that kind of underlying, you know something's going to happen, but you don't know when. And when you get to that kind of second act, when she whacks him solidly in the head with that fucking statue, and then it starts going weird. It sets it different than this kind of movie would normally go. And I don't know, it's just the imagery is amazing, and the way you link it into that statue. So he must be thinking, obviously, he's been hit by that statue. He's thinking about that statue, and he's got the fucking women in bins out the back. It's menacing. He's obviously bringing them back to his middle of the woods. She knows she's not going to get out anytime soon. She knows she's not going to get a signal. She knows, or whatever. She's not going to get a car to come out here. If she gets a car to come out here, she knows that he's probably going to go and kill the guy in the car. So you would wait around and you would fuck with his head if you know you can see that he's kind of talking to himself and he's going a bit crazy. You're gonna play to it and you're gonna get your revenge. He's just trying to fucking kill you. You know, he's just trying to rip your fucking throat out. You're gonna try and get your revenge. And I love how the costumes on this is amazing. It looks beautiful, this film. That owl costume, the costumes they're wearing for the girls. But it's when it switches right at that last bit, and she's just literally wearing like a bin bag kind of thing. Because he does exactly the same. He dresses himself into a fucking toga. But yeah, I think from that point, I fell in love with that movie. It's not the type of movie that I normally go for. I normally hate these films, but I don't know. Maybe I was in a good mood that day. I don't know. And I love the masks. Masks are cool. But, cool. Niall, I'll leave you to last.
It's a pretentious piece of shit. Yay!
See, I would normally say that, but for some reason, something about this movie that I liked. I don't know what it is.
The costumes were good.
Sorry, what?
I was just agreeing with Mark. The costumes were actually good. I'm just thinking back to that feather costume. A lot of details clearly gone into them all.
Yeah.
I do have written here though, pipe monster. What the fuck?
I thought
that was weird.
I thought it looked like
that felt a little bit Nightmare on Elm Street, didn't it?
Are you sure it wasn't meant to be something else?
Like a giant penis.
I will say it's not all bad, by the way. It was a pretentious piece of shit, and I didn't like. I really didn't like very much of it at all. First of all, it was meant to be a horror film, right?
Yeah.
It put doubt in my mind because the first jump scare was a dog in the street.
Oh no, that's typical horror.
Oh my god, not a dog, not a dog in the street.
Yeah, the dog comes into it later as well.
Oh my god, yeah, but at that point we didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But then there were some creepy bits in the house. And I did like the Act 2 twist title scene when it switches point of view to him. That was quite good. I quite like that. But then it just went completely off the rails into a complete mess of what the fuck.
Good old Act 3.
Yeah, like the whole owl thing. Like, what is that in the suit? And the thing is, I know what the answer's going to be. Because I can just feel it. It makes my skin crawl. Because anybody who goes, oh, I don't really get the film, they'll go, oh, it's about myths. Oh, fuck you. It's not about myths at all.
It's about the fact that he got his brain fucked up and now he's seeing things.
No, it's not. It's about mythology. It actually mirrors blah 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 blah.
Well, if
No.
you actually get the zodiac stars in the sky to align, you can see the real meaning.
Yeah. I got the story off
It's all about
Greek
mental
myth
illness.
of
Obviously,
blah, blah,
he
blah.
had that mental illness. He's got the mental illness part of his brain, which is making him kill people. That gets whacked about a bit, and now it's even worse. Now he's seeing the bodies of the women he killed. So that's all it is. It's
But she's seeing them as well, so it's not actually that.
No, she's not seeing them, is she?
Yes,
She does see the ghost lady.
Yeah.
No, she never interacts with them. Really, he thinks that she's interacting with them. She isn't though. She's just standing there at the end. She's playing on his guilt because she can see that he's just talking to himself and he's going mental.
See,
so
I think you've looked too far into this. I think you've
haven't looked far enough
inferred
into
things that probably weren't quite intentional. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't like it, so.
I do think it looks really good. Like, I'm pretty sure it's shot digitally, but it really does look like it was shot on film.
Yeah.
Like, I think it looks really cool aesthetically.
It looks. What year was this? Because it does look quite old.
It was literally last year.
Was it really? Wow. Okay.
That's why it's in Mark's
cool.
top 10.
Yeah. Wow.
There you go.
Oh, can you do that again now, but in the Owen Wilson way?
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, that was more Wally, wasn't it? Wow.
It's more of a small cat.
Wow.
I've asked all of you your opinions on that one, just because I forgot who liked you asked now. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
awesome. So, Chloe, keep it up in it.
I'll keep it.
Cool. No, keep it
To
up
that in.
Marcus, keep it up in it.
Do you know what? After hearing all of your opinions, you've made me look at this film
as we do every time.
Well, okay, put it this way: you lot, when I hear your opinions and I sit there and think, do you know what? Actually, there's points you've brought up that I never really thought about before. I am going to bin it because I wouldn't watch this again. But I will also add that it is a very well-made film, but it's just there was a lot of things going on that I don't think were explained to the audience that wouldn't necessarily look into it, and that's where it kind of lost me.
Like, not for you. Like, yeah, just like it's well made, but like you wouldn't watch it again, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah,
oh,
I
that's
get that.
nice.
Like, I don't think I'd regularly watch this.
Any film.
I'm going to make it a weekly podcast.
Yeah, any film that you keep, you have to watch once a week for the rest of your life.
In that case, I'd probably bin it, but I don't hate it. Like, just to be clear,
it's not quite Lord of the Rings that I would literally watch once a week for the rest of my life, and will probably continue to do so.
Yeah,
I could not do that once a week for the rest of my life.
It's usually I do Two Towers, and then I do Muppets Christmas Carol, and then
I usually do two shots, and then I begin.
I beg your pardon.
2 shots of vodka.
Oh, okay.
Wait, no, not like injections or anything. That's just what the hell.
That's not what it sounded like either.
Into the veins, right? Okay,
no.
Awesome.
Good old insulin.
Yes, Marcus, keeping up in it.
Yeah, no, I'll put it in bin.
I'm going to keep it. So again, it's right down the middle of this one. Cool. Okay, that's 2 very equal movies there, which is a surprise. We're going to do. Awesome. So, next episode, we're going into February. So, I have chosen 2 films for you all, and it's going to be The Menu and Barbarian.
I'm hungry.
So that's next month's 2 movies. I don't know if it's going to be an extra one from me and Hunter. I haven't decided yet. We haven't picked a movie, so there might be an extra episode between now and February. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so thank you all for listening to the podcast. A huge shout out to our usual sponsor, Bodybuilder Book Club. They're the UK's best and greatest horror and thriller book box service, bringing the wonders of a haunted bookshop straight to your door each month. You have 2 boxes. You got the Full Guts box, which is a brand new book, a possibly haunted second-hand book, and an indie title. You also get UK snacks, you get drinks, bookmarks, badges, a whole load of amazing stuff inside the box. Or if you just want books, don't blame you. Books are awesome. You can just get the bare bones box as well. if you use the code BloodyGoodReads at checkout, you get 10% off your first box. If you do it now, you can get ready for March, because they sell out quite quick on the monthly ones. Go and check it out. It's my favourite thing I get each month. We've had some amazing authors from that book box coming on to do Bloody Good Reads, and some amazing books coming out after they've come out as well. So go check them out. And the second-hand books, you can get some brilliant titles. Get some Stephen King in there. You can get some Sean Hudson in there. Some awesome stuff. So go and use the code now. Go and get your first box. Give it a try, and I can guarantee you're going to love it each month. As always, you can follow us on Twitter at BloodyGoodReads, Instagram at BloodyGoodReads, and you can catch us also on Twitter at Bloody_Screen. We're on the Slasher app at BloodyGoodReads. We're on other stuff. Facebook. You can check us on Facebook as well. So, yeah, come and check us out there. Come and talk to us. Also got a Substack as well, which is our new home for reviews and any news to do with the podcast. So I'll put the link to that in the description below as well. Come and subscribe to that. There should be some exclusive podcast episodes coming on there, some revisits from old guests on the podcast. Come and chat about them brand new books, but this stuff that's going to be coming on later. So do subscribe, don't miss out on that, and come and check out some new stuff on there. As always, I've been joined by my 3 co-hosts. So it's goodbye from Chloe.
Bye.
Goodbye from Niall.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent came out last year. Just saying.
Oh my god, that nearly made my list.
You almost done it.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye from me, and goodbye from Marcus.
Toodles.
By the way, this year is going to be my year without any mercy.
That sounds threatening.
You've been giving mercy before?
Yes.
Like, really?
I've been pulling my punches, Chloe, but no more.
Oh god. I'm scared.